I made $4,400 in just 2 weeks. To find out how I did it, smash that like button.
Time to smash it. Fatality.
So we're at day 15 in the Terra 10K challenge. Yesterday, on day 14, I took a screenshot of the portfolio to see where we're at. So we started with $10,000. Now Apeboard is showing $13,580, but it's not counting the Astro, which I hold, which is worth about $900. It was $500 when we purchased it, and since then Astro governance has gone live, which means you can stake it for Astro, which we can see here. This is the Astroport page here, and you can see in real time your rewards accruing here. And I claimed my Astro, and then I went in to stake it, and you can see I've got 239 Astro, and the Astro price is doing rather well at the moment. So the actual portfolio value is looking more like this. It's just Apeboard does not count Astro yet, the staked version of Astro. Now, one thing I did do straight after the last recording is I decided to get some more Luna, but I got Luna X. Now, Luna X is the liquid staked version of Luna that is staked in the Stader Labs platform. So what that means is it's auto compounding the staking rewards back into itself. So Luna X slowly appreciates in value based on the proof of stake rewards it accrues over time. And if we jump onto the Stader platform here, we can see that I've got 7.8 Luna X. Now, what I want to do here is start farming with these Luna X tokens, and I want to deposit it into Loop Finance, because as we hover over here, we're getting 34% returns on our Luna in Stader rewards and in Loop rewards. So let's go and do that in real time. So you click on this and go over to Loop Finance. So dex.loop.markets will get you there. Here's the portfolio. Here's our Luna X. So that was the $860 I had in Anchor Earn. I bought some Luna with that, and you can see it's gone up in value a little bit over the last week. So that's good. So to start farming the Stader and Loop tokens, we need to deposit in equal measure the Luna X token and the Luna token on Loop Finance. So if we click on this button here, it'll take us to the Loop Finance website. And the first thing we need to do is swap half of our Luna X for Luna. Let's select Luna X and select Luna. And we want to swap half of our Luna X. That way we have an equal amount in dollar terms of Luna X and Luna to put into the pool. Now, the reason there's a slight difference in price is, again, the Luna X token accrues value by getting proof of stake rewards compounded within it. So over time, it is going to be worth more than the price of a single Luna. All right, so now that we've done our swap, just double check in our portfolio. We now have 3.97 Luna and 3.9 Luna X, and we can pool them together and start farming the Loop and Stader tokens. So let's select Luna and Luna X, go max, pool now. Okay, so now that we've pooled them, it's important to remember that we actually need to stake our LP token. So the LP token that we've got is basically a receipt of what we've deposited into the pool. So this 3.9 LP equates to this amount of Luna and Luna X at this point in time. So we now go to farm. So click on the farm tab, find Luna and Luna X, this one here, and we can see your unstaked LP. So if you don't stake this in the Loop platform, you're not going to get the Loop rewards. So we need to go to farm, and then we'll need to stake our LP token. Hit max, there's the 3.9 LP tokens that we have, and let's stake it. Now it takes 1 week period to start accruing rewards. Okay, all done. Now if we go back to the portfolio tab, we can see we've got basically no Luna left, just a little bit of dust here. And we can see in the farm, we have our staked token that's earning interest, and it's telling us that how long it's been staked for. So in a week's time, we'll start to be able to claim some of our Loop tokens as a reward. And also we will be getting the Stader token as well. And there we go. We can now see that Stader is acknowledging that we are staking in the Luna X and Luna pool. So that's another nice way to get a good return on your Luna without much impermanent loss. There's not going to be much difference between these two other than the extra value that Luna X accrues from that proof of stake reward. Before I continue, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Hi, I'm Jerry, host of the Lunar Orbit podcast, where I provide regular alpha and updates on all things Terra Luna. And if you enjoy this content, consider supporting the channel by smashing that like button, hitting subscribe, and hitting the notifications bell so you get all my videos in a timely fashion. Let's revisit our position in Anchor. One thing I haven't mentioned is when you borrow money from Anchor, like we have done, we actually earn some Anchor rewards. So we're getting paid 7% in Anchor rewards, which is offsetting the borrow percentage, and that results in the net APR. So you can come in under my page and claim your Anchor tokens. So let's claim those. There's a few things you could do with the anchor token. You could just sell them into another asset if you wanted, but for the sake of simplicity, we're going to stake it in governance. So you click on the govern tab, we can now gov stake our anchor tokens and get an extra 8.7% anchor rewards. So that's self-compounding as well. So we'll go into stake. Now I'm pretty sure you actually get PSI rewards from the Nexus Protocol for being an anchor governance staker as well. So we'll get a little bit of PSI each week as well, which is nice. Now if we click back on the borrow page, we can see where our loan to value ratio sits. Again, it's dropped because the Luna price keeps on rising. B Luna is currently at $117. So I'm going to borrow some more money. Again, the more we borrow, the more anchor rewards we'll get each week. So let's just push it back up to 75%. We need to be mindful of our liquidation price. So it's now up to $87. So that's quite high. So we do have to keep a close eye on the Luna price to make sure we can manage our liquidation threshold. We might need to come back in and repay some of this loan. Otherwise, some of our Luna will be sold out from under us to cover our debt position. A nice low risk strategy is to just pop the UST we've just borrowed into Anchor Earn and earn this yield. However, there's another strategy that I like to employ, which is a bit higher risk, but much higher return. So what I like to do with my borrowed UST is come and deposit it on Astroport because the returns are phenomenal right now, especially with the Astro price really pumping hard. So the pool I like to go into is Luna UST, just giving us about 30% APY at the moment. Now, the reason I like to do this is if I ever need to repay my loan, I can come out of here and remove this liquidity, and half of it is already in UST. So it's a little bit less volatile, but there is still some upside exposure towards Luna, and it's a really good return because you get swap fees, 0.3%. You also get the extra incentives in Astro rewards. So let's dive into that pool, add liquidity. So let's dive into that pool. And again, unfortunately, we need to actually swap half of our UST for Luna to go into it. So we go to the swap page. Let's make it $480. So we've got a little bit of UST left over to pay for transactions. Okay, now we have our Luna. We can deposit our liquidity into the pool. So we'll max out the Luna, and that's going to pair it with $478 worth of UST. Add liquidity. One nice feature with Astroport is it automatically stakes your LP token, so you don't need to do that step like we had to in Loop Finance. And now we can see our LP position is staked because we have this unstake button here. Our original $10,000 worth of collateral is now worth $15,500. We've borrowed $9,300 against and started farming. Our loan to value ratio is around 75%, and our liquidation amount is almost $88 US. So we do need to keep a close eye on the Luna price to make sure we're not close to being hit with that liquidation. But Luna's looking quite strong, so we've got quite a bit of headroom there. Thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed this content, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and maybe consider watching one of my other videos.